Hey everyone, it's Jeannie here, and today I am so glad to be joined by powerhouse vocalist, songwriter, and The Voice Season 9 winner, Jordan Smith. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm excited to do this.
This is exciting, man. Your voice is certainly a gift from above, and I'm grateful that the world gets to experience it and continue to experience it.
Honestly, I'm so grateful too. I find myself a lot having moments where I feel like I'm just experiencing the gift of these songs and the gift of music with everyone else together, and we're all. It's just
Wow.
like I just get to be a part of it, a small part of it, and it's humbling, but it's so exciting to be able to share new music and to experience it with everybody. Finally.
Yes, right. Let me ask you this. You were the highest selling artist to ever emerge from The Voice. Why do you think that you connected with people the way you did?
Um, First of all, just let me say that that whole experience and like you said, the platform that I was given on the show and the fact that I did connect so well with audiences, it's something that I have to remind myself of a lot, and something that I'm extremely grateful for. I think probably a big part of the reason why what I did connected so well was that I was just like a normal guy. Like before I went on the show, I was in college. I was just like trying to figure out what my life was, make a living, kind of living a normal life. I'm from a really small town in Kentucky. And so I think that it connected with people's hearts to see someone that like wasn't well connected or didn't have this opportunity because of the big names that they knew or the opportunities that had been made for them. I genuinely feel like The Voice was made for someone like me, just a normal person, to go on and have a blind audition and be judged only on their gift and not on who they were
Right.
or what they looked like. And I think people really connected with the fact that I just was like, small town guy from Kentucky that just like got to follow his dreams and be given an incredible opportunity.
And was genuinely extremely gifted. That part.
Oh yeah,
So,
that part.
how has your journey been since? If somebody comes across this and they haven't seen you since, they knew you were doing your thing, but they don't know what life has been like for Jordan since, what's that been like?
Oh my gosh, it's been quite the roller coaster. As anybody would expect, there have been peaks and valleys, but I've had some pretty incredible mountaintop moments. I got married since I was on the show. I know. To my
Congratulations.
thank you to my incredible wife Kristen. Um, I bought a home. I recorded three full length albums. I've toured all across the world with myself and with other artists like Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant. Um, I've had the opportunity to make Christmas music. I have written tons of songs, one of which I got to write for Celine Dion, which was an incredible opportunity. One of those like
Mm,
pinch me moments. It didn't feel real.
yes.
So I've gotten to do quite a bit of really, really cool,
Amazing.
fun, awesome things since the show.
And how has that changed, or has it grown your relationship with the Lord? Has it changed your relationship? How has all of that, all this, because of the success that came with everything, how did that kind of impact your walk?
Yeah, I kind of compare it to being shot out of a cannon. It's like one night I went to bed and everything was fine and normal, and then the next day I woke up and everything was different. My entire life changed really, literally, quite literally overnight. And that caused that caused me to really have to lean in and lean on the Lord because in myself, that was like, you don't know how to handle that. You don't know how to handle the attention. You don't know how to handle the opportunity. You don't know how to handle the platform. And I remember being just so concerned in the beginning that I was going to make a mistake or I was going to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. And it really like enhanced my prayer life and my trust in the Lord because I had to lean on him and not my understanding, but I had to lean into his peace and I had to lean into, you know, praying for his will in my life and using his wisdom. And since then, it's been a constant walk to live in that place of freedom of knowing like I'm not in control of this. He has all things in his hands and he has it figured out. And so I just have to walk in the favor of God. I have to walk in his blessing and I have to know that he wants good things for me. And I don't have to worry about how it's all going to happen. I don't have to worry about figuring everything out on my own because he's totally in control. And
Mm.
I think it really, strengthened and reinforced that trust of him in my life because up until then, everything I knew was from being in church or I was handed down from my parents. And it really took
Mm.
me taking the time to discover God's love and faithfulness in my life for myself and what our relationship looked like as a personal one, not just something that I did out of routine or did because it's, what my family always did.
Yeah, and you know what? I commend you with on that because for so many others, they get distracted. Like it would, their life would be completely different. They might even turn from the Lord, and if anything, it strengthened your relationship. So that's amazing. Let's talk about this single, "Great You Are." It's so good. It's so powerful.
Thank
It's just
you.
such a declaration. So, was this written during 2020?
Yes, this was kind of written, well, it may have been either it was written right in the middle or it was kind of before, just as the beginning of of everything
Yeah.
starting with
Okay.
2020 that went downhill so quickly. um,
Right.
but this song, I wrote it with a couple of other songwriters, Matt Armstrong and Jeff Soika, who are incredible songwriters. But whenever we wrote this song, I didn't realize it, I guess, immediately in the moment. I knew it was special, but I didn't take a moment and stop and think about how special it was for me as an artist and the journey that I've been on since The Voice. I've written and recorded pop music, Christmas music. I've been in different kinds of venues and events with different people all over the world. I've worked with huge producers. And so it just like, it's really special for me to take this moment and say back to the Lord, let everything I am just declare your glory, tell your story, the story of your gospel. Let everything I am point the world back to you. And the song itself just says like everything I am, I lay it down here at your feet and I'm returning this to you. And so it's really special for me to be able to have the moment to return my gift to the Lord and to point the glory back to him. Because we are all just that. We're just reflections of God's love to the world.
Right. And you know what? The the whole season of 2020 and even this season, and I'm hoping, I feel like it's the same season, New Year, same season. Um, it's been robbing a lot of people, especially in our generation, of their praise. Because it's
Yeah.
easy to focus on all the bad. Talk kind of to the significance of making a declaration like that in this time.
Yeah, I think it's powerful. I think it's something that's necessary. The last year and a half, it's been so easy to be distracted by the waves, by the things that are going on. By the political climate, it's easy to just get sucked in and become so fearful and worried. Anxiety is at an all-time high. Even in my
Yeah.
own life, I find myself feeling anxious and concerned about things that are happening and feeling a bit out of control because I don't have control over everything that's going on. And I'm kind of a control freak. So that's, that's an issue for me. But just in that time of feeling out of control and feeling anxious and feeling worried about all of this that's coming at us constantly, I think it's so important to slow down for a moment and say, wait, I can experience heartbreak. I can experience failure. I can experience bad things. I can experience blessing and success and good things. And yet, all of it fits into God's plan and all of it is in his hands. And it doesn't change who he is. Who we are might change. We may find ourselves. I know there was someone that said to me the other day, I just haven't felt like myself lately. They just feel kind of lost or they feel consumed by everything. But God doesn't have those moments. He never has those moments where he's feeling off today or he's not feeling like himself. He's
Right.
always faithful. He's constant. He's good. And he loves us unconditionally. And it's important to stop and remind ourselves of just how good he is and how faithful he is in our lives whenever we lay down all of those heartbreaks, all of those trials, all of those even blessings down to him, it's refreshing. It just brings new life to our spirit. And I hope that that's what the song can do for people.
What you shared something in a press release about the song where you say you hope people experience the Holy Spirit. Can you kind of unpack that?
Yeah, so I actually have had a really fun journey, like I was just talking about a second ago, where I have gotten to make pop music and music of all different kinds with people from all different walks of life. And the cool thing about it is that I feel personally like um, people were able to experience connection through that. I've always believed that music is our connection to each other and it's a way to connect us to God. And
Mm,
so with I've kept that in my heart and in the back of my mind with everything that I've made, does this connect people together? Does this make someone feel heard or make
mhm.
someone feel like they're not alone in their situation? And does it connect people to God? Does it have God's qualities? Does it remind them that they're loved and that there's someone that's looking out for them and that cares for them? And so, with that in mind, I have constantly tried to create moments in music where people can experience the Holy Spirit and the closeness of God, even if maybe they don't know that's what they're feeling. Maybe if they've never felt that feeling before and they just say, oh, I feel that something in my chest pulling at my heart whenever you sing. And now I get the opportunity with a song like Great You Are to just openly tell them, hey, that feeling in your chest, that thing that you experience sometimes when you hear a song that moves you or you hear someone, say something that your spirit connects with, that's the Holy Spirit. And he's reaching out to you and he loves you. And I just want people to feel that. I know the power of the feeling of the Holy Spirit whenever God is at work in your life and he reminds you that he loves you and he wants the best for you. And I want as many people as possible to be able to experience that feeling and that connection with him.
Well, that's amazing, Jordan. And I thank you for making declarations like this. I pray that you'll continue to. What can we expect?
Oh, don't worry. There is a lot more where that came from. I have a lot of new songs. I have a whole project that's pretty much ready to go, and this is just the first of many. So I'm really looking forward to continuing in the same direction as Great You Are, with a full project, and getting that to you very soon.
That is wonderful. Well, I'm grateful that you use your gift for that purpose to connect people with each other and with God. I don't think it's a coincidence. Your journey has just been so beautiful, and I'm really, really excited. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I just want to say I'm really excited too, honestly. I said it earlier, but I've just been so grateful for the opportunity to write this music in a time when, so much was happening. I was able to steal away and I worked on this project in the studio with no musicians, with just me and a producer, social distancing. It was such a weird process to make a project in
Yeah.
the middle of a pandemic, but it was so just heart inspiring and uplifting to be able to make music during that time. And now I'm excited to and grateful to be able to share it with everybody and hope that it encourages them just like it's encouraged me.
Yes, and you know what I wanted to say, I appreciate your genuineness. I know people connected with you in The Voice because you were just a regular guy, like you said, but I think that there's something very sincere that you still have, which is so beautiful, and it's not always the case with people. So I just pray that you'll continue to stay that way and continue to be so sincere about with your faith, because I think that's what makes people want to know more about your God.
Yeah, I think our authenticity is one of our most powerful tools whenever it comes to the Great Commission and when it comes to
Right.
showing people how great God really is. It's all about being real. And I'm just grateful that I get the opportunity to do that and be true to myself. And I have the support from an incredible team and from so many fans of the music that allow me to do that, to be myself.